Hello everyone, hello Professor. My name is Ntamack, student at Grand Canyon University. I'm currently taking CY Basics 10, which is penetration testing and risk management. Our main topic is our first half, second part. So, our main goal for this topic was to gain access to the characteristic system by hacking the system, but unfortunately I wasn't able to configure properly in order to gain full access. I configure as shown on the videos. As you can see, the screen are properly configure the system, are properly enter all the command on Kali Linux, but I could not for the reason that I don't really know. I was not able to find the characteristic system, which is really unfortunate. But I understood the whole concept. So the concept was using an open port and then find the vulnerability, which is the summer vulnerability, in order to hack into the characteristic system. By watching the video and by doing my own the research, I was able to understand the whole concept, but I wasn't able to do it because my Kali Linux was not trying to communicate with my characteristics. So as you can see here, so the both systems were open, were running, but I was not able to find the characteristic system on my Kali Linux. So after doing this, which is finding the vulnerability and hacking or gaining a full access to characteristics by creating a username and a password, you have to find a way to mitigate this kind of attack. So for instance, you have to protect and scan our network, our system and application. You have to properly privilege the account management. You also have to minimize the number and scope of the privilege account. You also have to analyze each privilege user account to identify and address any risk, potential threat, source, and attacker intent. You have to follow the least privilege principle. You have to prevent admin from sharing account and credentials. You have to analyze user behavior because it can help us discover if they are compromised identity. Also, since it is difficult to manually monitor each user behavior, the best approach is to deploy a user and entity behavior analytics, which is the UAB. Also, you have to use a strong password. So you have to use a complex and strong password. So you have to use the uppercase number, the special character, and then you have to sanitize user input and secure the databases. And then the last, but not the least, you have to constantly train user because they are the most vulnerable person that can get hacked. So you have to properly train them to avoid or to fight against being hacked. So now these are these are the type of attack. So we have 8. The first one is the buffer overflow. So the buffer overflow occurs when data is written to a buffer that it can hold, causing data to overwrite adjacent memory. So you have as a summary, so the attacker can exploit this to inject malicious code or alter the program flow, potentially leading to unauthorized access or system crashes. So as a categorization, this type of attack is a memory corruption. So what we use is the code injection and exploitation of programming error. And then this type of attack target application and operating system. The second type of attack is the privilege escalation, which is the exploitation of a vulnerability to gain elevated access, right, or permission beyond those originally granted. So for this one, the attacker used this to move from a lower privilege user account to higher level permission, such as administrator or root, allowing more extensive control over the system. So this type of attack is mainly based on access control, and then use the misconfiguration, exploited vulnerability or software flaw, and then it targets the operating system and application as well. And then the third one is the rootkit. So the rootkit is a collection of software tools designed to enable unauthorized access to a computer while concealing its presence. So the rootkit hide malicious processes, file or system data. So they are often used to maintain persistent access after initial compromise. So the attack type is malware, and then they use the method is the installation of hidden software, and then they target operating system and firmware. And then you have Trojan. The Trojan is a malicious software that disguises itself as legitimate to trick user into installing it. So, unlike viruses or worms, Trojans do not self-replicate. They often create backdoors, steal data, or download additional malware after execution. So, it is as an attack type, it is a malware. So they use the social engineering and the deception, and then they target the end user devices and servers. And then we have backdoor. Backdoor is a hidden method for bypassing normal authentication or security control, usually created to gain unauthorized access. So the backdoor may be installed by attackers or left intentionally by developers for troubleshooting, but are frequently exploited for persistent unauthorized access. So the backdoor, the attack type is an unauthorized access. So they use the software modification or exploitation, and then they target the application, operating system, and firmware. And then we have the viruses. A virus is a type of malicious software that attaches itself to other file or program and spread when those files are executed. So the viruses require user action to propagate and can corrupt data, disrupt system operation, or install additional malware. As categorization, the viruses is a malware. So they use the code injection and file injection and file infection, and then they target files, programs, or documents. And then we have the ROP, which is the return-oriented programming. So the return-oriented programming is an advanced exploitation technique where attackers chain together small pieces of legitimate code, which are gadgets to execute malicious actions without injecting new code. So the ROP is used to bypass security defenses like non-executable memory by reusing existing code snippets in memory to perform attacks. The ROP its attack type is the code reuse and memory corruption. It uses exploitation of buffer overflow or similar vulnerability, and then it targets application and operating system. And then we have the common social engineering attack, such as the phishing. Phishing is the most common type of social engineering attack. Most phishings can aim to accomplish three things: obtain personal information such as names, addresses, and social security number. Use shortening or misleading links that redirect user to suspicious websites that host phishing landing pages, and leverage fear and a sense of urgency to manipulate the user into responding quickly. And then we have the pretexting, which is a form of attack, of social engineering attack. That basically means that it is another form of social engineering attack where attackers focus on creating a pretext or a fabricated scenario that they can use to steal someone's personal information. And then we have baiting. So baiting uses the promise of an item or good to entice victims. So these attacks exploit human psychology rather than technical vulnerability and include tactics like phishing, protecting, bailing, and targeting. So these attacks use psychological manipulation, and then the ways to deception and impersonation, and they target individual and organization. And then as references, we have the OWASP Foundation, we have the OWASP 2.10, and then we have Proofpoint. Thank you.